Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome to Shack Tracks. Today I'm going to do a video of how to swap out battery cables from 3-aught to 4-aught. I'm having an issue with my voltage dropping from my lithium batteries to the inverter, especially when it's under load. If I'm getting like 1100 load, especially if the air conditioner is running, I do run my air off of the inverter and off my lithium batteries, and the difference in voltage between what's coming out, what the battery is reading, and what the inverter is reading, it can drop as much as 0.7 volts, which is out of range. So getting some low battery warnings, even though the batteries are 100%. What I'm going to do is I ended up using ChatGPT, kind of went through a lot of the settings and types of batteries and the inverter, and it helped me test out the voltage and how to test it at the battery and at the inverter. And actually we came to the conclusion by ending up, one of the recommendations was to run another set of cables over. So what I ended up doing was taking some jumper cables and took them from the battery and added those in addition to the current 3-aught cables, and it did improve the voltage drop. So it's basically no drop at all after I added the jumper cable. So that did prove the theory. So what I ended up doing is I ended up ordering a bunch of 4-aught cables, and I'm going to be cutting those and installing those, and that should take care of the issue I have. So I'll be showing you how to do that, and stay tuned. Okay, I just want to show you what we have. So the batteries on this Winnebago View, I do have 2 lithium batteries, 206 amp hours each, SOK. They are run in parallel, and I do have it all wired. What I end up doing was I've been debugging stuff, so I do a lot of stuff unhooked and kind of jerry-rigged right now. But I'll be replacing all these 3-aught cables with some new 4-aught cables, which should help with the draw. There is a circuit shut off here, so I'm going to be having to run the wire over there and replacing all these 3-aught cables. Let me go back and show you where the inverter's at. The inverter's kind of underneath my compartment right here, and you can see the cables are going in there. So I'm going to be replacing, running the cable from under the stair to the inverter. This is the positive side on the inverter. So this cable that goes through goes to this switch and then down into the inverter, and then these negative cables here that go through, and those go also to the inverter directly. The chassis or the alternator will feed there, and then this one comes through. There's a fuse here, and that's from the solar. They kind of go through, and that's what's feeding the positive on that battery. So that's how we can get the solar and the chassis to charge. I cut maybe about an inch, maybe 1.25 inches off, and then just kind of twist this on like so. Okay, just take this, open it up like that, get it just about in the center. Take a sledgehammer. It's a little bit hard to get it off. Yeah, you can see it's pretty good. Let's see over there, kind of. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through my workbench. This is where I kind of did everything. You can see all the cables that I swapped out. Ended up with just, that's the whatever was left of the cable, so I just had enough. And this crimper end thing was valuable. It was only $15, and it was well worth it, even if you just use it for one time. So worked pretty good. Okay, now that we got all the battery cables installed, just want to go over kind of what we have here. We have our positive battery for those connected to positives on a battery, and then we have our positive that goes to the inverter, and then that smaller cable is the charger from the alternator and the solar, and that basically feeds off that and goes directly into the positive of the battery, so that will feed that. And then I have a shunt. We have a common ground. That common ground goes to the inverter, as well as the grounds to the chassis and the solar panel. So I did some tests on here. Everything looks to be working well. I ran a voltmeter against what was at the battery and then what was on the inverter, and the drop is basically gone. So it's within acceptable rate. I think it's less than 5% drop. I think I was reading somewhere. So it's definitely, I'm thinking like 2% with the air conditioners running. So looks to solve our issue. I shouldn't have any issues with heat or any issues with the different voltage and getting low voltage.
Real quick follow-up, I just wanted to talk about this fuse right here. So this fuse right here, it goes from the battery positive, it goes, this wire right here goes to the inverter. I did blow this fuse. Looks like it's some sort of ceramic fuse, and when I look up the model number, I actually had a 300 amp one in there, and it actually blew two of them. I had the original one, and then I bought a 300 amp backup, and the backup blew. And what's happening is I forgot to turn off the air before it flipping from going from shore power to battery, so it's too much of a voltage or transfer of load. So I ended up getting a 400, so that's on there. Hopefully it doesn't blow, but kind of maybe rethinking maybe getting a Victron bus bar or something, only because this fuse is like 35 or 40 bucks, so it's kind of expensive. If I get the bus bar, I think I can get a little cheaper fuse. But just to let you know, I did have to up the amperage on that fuse, and hopefully it will take care of the load in case I accidentally do leave the air on while it's transferring. But typically I try not to do that just because it is a big load. If you're running either the air or the microwave at the same time, you do lose power. It will try to transfer. I do have the settings on my Victron to not do a UPS on it, but still, I did blow one. So just to let you know, that's probably what you want to do if you do upgrade your gauge of wires. This is one thing you're going to want, is to upgrade that fuse there. Okay, got everything done. I'm going to do a little experiment tonight. See how long we can run the air conditioner. It's pretty hot today. It's about 85 during the day. I'm supposed to go down in the 70s tonight and then 60 by the morning. So what I'm going to do is get the I'm going to get the batteries up to 100, and I got everything closed up so it gets nice and we get no light in here, so we'll be keeping it a little cool. So got the temperature at 78 right now, and we are running off the battery. So what I suspect is around, maybe I'll do about 10 o'clock tonight, I'll unplug and we'll leave it at about 78. And then what I'll end up doing is I did install this little curtain here, and what I'll do is I'll shut these front vents off here, this one and this one and this one, and that will just force all the air in the back. So it shouldn't be, we'll just have to air condition this back end where we sleep. Okay, I got the air running off the inverter right now, and just make sure we'll put it at 76. And we'll put fan low. We'll cool. And everything seems to be good there. Good there. Let's take a look at that. Cerbo. I'm starting to figure out how long it's going to take. So, that should do it. Okay, it's about 7:20. Still have power. It's about 30%. Let's see, we're still unplugged here. And let's go inside. It's a little muggy out today. And this part of the motorhome is good. Okay. I did end up switching it to be at 70 degrees just because I didn't think it was the low last night. I was going to go down to 65. But when I went to bed, it was like still in the 70s. It was like 74 out. So I ended up switching it to 70 just so it would get a little work, and it did. So let me go back here and see how it feels back behind the curtain. And yeah, it's definitely a few degrees cooler in here. Good temperature. Actually, probably my wife would have a blanket on with that. So it looks good. And let's see what the Cerbo says. Let's see here. We are at 29%. So yeah, looks like it worked pretty good. So we'll give that a try for our harvest host that we have coming up on our next trip. And we'll be plugging in, but it's still going to be summer and be hot. So alright, we're going to plug back in and see how long it takes to charge up. We're at 29% right now. So I got a garbage truck going by. Okay, I just wanted to show you the Victron shunt application. So that battery took about a little over 4 hours to charge up. So that's with shore power. So I'm just showing you how you can log into the shunt and start. Kind of look to see the history. If you go back, you can see that it started at 30%. And if you look down to the very bottom, you can see the number of hours it took to get up to, I think it's like 94%. So that 4 hours. So about 4.5 hours. The last hour is, it's in float mode or absorption, so it's not going to be full voltage. But I just wanted to show you the application, how you can test it, and I can pull it up right from my phone anywhere in the world. All right, since I had the cover off here, I wanted to show you the kind of the components that make up the Victron Cerbo. There's the Cerbo. This is the MPPT solar controller that I have here. And then there's the wires that go from the solar. These two wires are the ones that go down to the battery, and then that little power wire is the power to the MPPT. There's a servo vector I do have a switch, and I am using the relay switch, and I am using that to power to turn the generator on and off with the Cerbo. So just showing you, I think it's port number 9. I'm not really sure. I found it on YouTube or Facebook or something. So what we end up doing is that green wire is a ground wire, and we found that that's a ground that you can use for the heaters, the tank heaters. So that's kind of how I have it hooked up. So I think some people were asking about how we did it. That's pretty much it, and I used a bunch of YouTube and Facebook posts to figure out how to do it, but it works great. Hi, I wanted to be on shore power or on inverter just to show you. So I'm going to show you what you do is, so from here I can remotely start my generator. So I can either do it through this panel here, or I can do it from the web page. I'll just show you through the panel. So all you have to do is just make sure that the generator, just make sure this on switch is on right here. And at that point, either through my phone or a web page or through this panel right here, this screen, I can start my generator. I'm going to go ahead and hit start, do a manual start. You can say give it a run time, or you can have to program it to go to a certain voltage on your battery, a percentage of charge, all that stuff. You can program all that, but I'm just going to manually start it. So let's go ahead and do it. Generator's on. Let me switch back to the inverting. You'll see it'll switch over in a second. There it goes. So you can see it's actually giving a load right now. You can see it's bulk charging. It's actually at 100 amps, which is pretty good. So that is that. I'm trying to think what else. Let me go back and shut it down real quick. So that's a pretty neat feature there. So.
Okay, I wanted to show you the Victron app, getting to the Cerbo. So you can go ahead and once you register your Cerbo, it'll register in a portal and you'll actually find it in the app. Once you go to the app, it'll direct you. You can log in, and then once you log in, it will display all your information on the Cerbo. So on here, you can see the inverter information. You can see the remote sensors of the tanks and the temperature. Here's another look at it with night mode on. In the top right hand corner, there's like a quick connect button. That's where you can start your generator, stop your generator. You can change the amperage on the incoming on there, and some other settings from right from a quick menu. On the left, you can go ahead and click on the console, and what that does is that gives you the actual console that's inside the screen that's inside the motorhome, the touch screen. You can do anything that's on the touch screen. You can do it from that little console there. Start and stop your generator, change the amperage. You can get in any setting there. You can also click on the left there, go in advanced. These are like your advanced reporting. This will report, give you all the settings and all your history of all the different input devices that you have on the Cerbo.
I just wanted to show you something. It's called assisting. So I'm plugged into a 20 amp circuit in my garage, and I am running the air conditioner right now. So what's happening is it's taking more energy than the 20 amp. Typically, if I didn't have this before, I would be tripping my breaker when the air conditioning was running. So what this allows you to do is it allows the inverter to assist the shore energy with battery power from the house batteries.
I just wanted to show you the 20 amp breaker and then the 110 outlet. So yeah, I'm running my air no problem. I hope you like this video. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.